everybody, Jerry Bellini here from Recycled Parts for Art, and today I am here as a design team challenge for Gina Ahrens, and it is the month of August, and the prompt this month is backgrounds. And you are seeing some interesting things. I'm not going to tell you what they are just at this moment. I am doing a 2-part video this month, and I'm collaborating with my sister, and her channel name is Lorraine Centennial. And she actually made these pieces for me and mailed them to me, and now I am going to create my background from these pieces. So I will leave a link to her video in my description below. Well, I'm going to work, I decided this month to work on a canvas, and it is a 12 by 12 canvas, and I don't usually work on canvases, so this is going to be really fun. And so the first thing I'm going to do is, I know there's gesso on this canvas, but the first thing I'm going to do is put some more gesso on this canvas. And I am going to use a scrapey tool. And I'm just going to spread it around. Okay. I spread it around, and I used a little bit more gesso than I thought I would need, which you can see it's kind of blobby on there, and I did that on purpose. I am going to go back later on and probably do the edges as well, but I won't bother showing you that on camera. Okay, so now it is still wet. And now I am going to, I have 4 colors of paint over here, and I'm just using craft paint. Okay, so the gesso is wet, and I'm just going to blob some on there. I don't know. I'm doing an abstract. I don't usually do this stuff, and I'm just going to mix the paint in like that. And then I'm going to take another color. Yes, she's very brave. And I'm going to blob a little bit of that on. And do the same thing. And at this moment, I'm not thinking about anything in particular. I'm just putting some color down. And now I'm going to add a little green. And you notice I'm not like mixing it. And what I should have done just now is clean off my palette. So I'm going to just take a moment. I'll be right back. I'm going to clean this off. But since I'm using the palette, I'm just going to... Okay, and you see the pink is getting on there. I'm just going to clean my thing off a little. I think it's easier if I just squirted it on there. I don't know, I'm just fooling around. So, let's see what happens. This is not my usual type of art. If you guys watch my channel, you know I don't usually do this kind of thing. But so far, I'm liking it. I am really liking these 3 colors. I am almost afraid to put this blue on because I love these colors, but blue is not my color. But let's be brave, okay? And this time I'm just going to put it on there. And I like the way that looks, right? Okay, so let's see. Don't overthink it, Jer. I'm wondering how it looks from the camera. What are you thinking? All right, now, you see, if you mush it too much, I'm going to start to blend the colors, and I do not want to do that. So I think I'm going to leave it just like that. All right, my canvas is drying, and while it's drying, I got my thingies, and I'm not going to tell you what they are. You're going to have to go watch my sister's video. And I'm going to paint them. I'm going to put some gesso on all of them. I am back. And I gessoed these lovely things, and see? The reason I gessoed them, I wanted to give them a little tooth. So now you see that they're gessoed, and I'm gonna let them dry, and I bet you can't wait to see the next part. All right, I came back because I used my heat gun because I'm impatient, and I decided to take some more white gesso, and I wanted to show you how I'm doing it. And I am lightly rubbing it across. I almost forgot to mention that I took, kill me now, I took my scrapey tool and I went in and created just some random lines. Okay? All right, I will be back in a little bit. So I just wanted to give you a little update. I have the white gesso that I kind of put a little bit over the color, and there's beautiful texture, there's lumpy bumpies, and I love it, and there's scrape marks and what have you. And now the next thing I'm going to do is I have these pieces that I am going to paint, and I decided to paint them in metallics. So I'm using gold metallic, copper, and 2 different color coppers, and I'm just going to play with it, and I'm not sure what's going to happen to these pieces, but once I paint them, I'll bring them back and I'll show them to you again. So I used a few of these shapes, and I just kind of did them randomly. I used a burgundy. I just wanted to get a little something darker on here. The next thing I'm going to do is take this stencil, which is also one of Gina's stencils, and I'm going to leave all the links in the description below for all these things, and I'm going to place it right about here, and I'm going to use a Posca pen, a thin Posca pen, and outline the face. And I'm just going to do that one piece to show you what I mean. So with the Posca pen, and I'll come back after I do the whole thing, and we'll see where we're going to go next. So my Posca marker worked really great, and at the last minute I decided to switch over and use a red Posca marker. And the next thing I did is I took Gina's stamp, her heart stamp, and I made a little mask because I just wanted the one heart. So my next step is to integrate the pieces that I showed you in the beginning of the video that I painted with 3 different colors, 2 different color coppers and a gold. And I'm going to probably do some more stuff to them, but my idea now is to outline the face. All right, so this is what I came up with, and I truly just let my imagination run wild. We start with a prompt every month, and this month, of course, was backgrounds, and Gina encourages us to expand and just let our imagination run wild. Well, mine ran wild, okay, because originally what I was thinking I was going to do was use these pieces all over I was going to have the canvas, and then I was going to have these pieces on there, and then I was going to do some stamping and stenciling, which I'm still going to do. I'm not finished. Anyway, I started to see a person on this canvas, and so it has morphed into this. And there you have it. The next thing I'm going to do is dry it thoroughly, and, well, you have to come back and you'll see what the next thing is. All right, I'm starting to lose my light, but I wanted to show you that I took some of Gina's stamps. She has these great stamps, and I put the words here, and I originally thought I was going to do it all in the hair, but I don't know. I put that there, and then I put that here. So I don't know. My mind is going with some ideas. I'm going to do some outlining now, and I'm going to use this general pencil, Kimberly. And I'll come back tomorrow because I'm losing my light, and I'll show you what I accomplished. All right, I popped back on. It's dark, and you're not really going to see anything except the mess on my desk, because I just wanted to tell you that I am hating the piece. I am hating it. So I am going to keep fooling around with it, and we'll see what happens. But I just wanted you to know that it's okay to experiment, and that's what I'm doing. And as I told you in the beginning of the video, and sometimes, you know, you make some really cool stuff, and sometimes you make some really crappy stuff. So we'll just see how this is going to turn out. And I don't know, maybe I should show you what I did. No, I'm not going to. All right, I will see you tomorrow. Well, hello everyone. It is the next day. And as I told you before I left last night, I told you I was very, very unhappy with the piece, and I wasn't quite sure where I wanted to go with it. So I turned off the camera, and because it was getting darker, I couldn't film it. But I did finish it. And so I came back today to show it to you and to explain to you what I did. And for me, I'm going to call this a process video, because I actually let you see me go through my inner turmoil, my process, as I was trying to create something that was a little out of the norm for me, which is A, I don't work with canvas, and B, I tried to do a little abstract art, and that didn't work. And the reason I was analyzing this, the reason that didn't work is because I think I was having to do it with certain constraints, meaning I was doing a design team challenge, but I was also collaborating with my sister and using her pieces. And I just wanted to tell you, if you have the opportunity to do a collaboration with anyone, you should do it, because it really does stretch you. And I have been thoroughly enjoying anytime I have a prompt or a collaboration. Now, don't get me wrong, I love to do my own thing, and that is exciting to me as well. But this really is like a little growth spurt. Now I'm going to flip this over. I keep my hands here because it's white. I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to show it to you. And I am pleased with it, but it is so totally not what I had originally anticipated. So, all right, enough of that. Already you're clicking me off. So let's make sure we're in frame, and I am very happy with it. I wound up, as you can see, I added more of these pieces because that was bothering me. And so I made like a little bit more flowing hair. I went in and, you know, I used Gina's stencil. This stencil, which, I mean, I love this stencil. It's awesome because it has the proportions right, and it's a great face stencil if you like to do faces. So I did, you know, use the stencil, and then I went in and made, you know, I filled in with paint here. I added a chin and a body, and I also, you see the stencil, I also put a little eyebrow, not eyebrow, but a little eye makeup, a little eyelashes, a little eyebrow, a pupil. I colored in the lips. So what I'm trying to say is when you're using other people's products, it is good. It's a good idea. Make them your own. Okay, so start with somebody else's thing and make it your own. So I did wind up using her Dream Big stamp, which you saw previously. Imagine, Create is here in the hair, and then down here she has a You Are Beautiful. I thought that was perfect. But you see, I gave her a little bit of a shirt. I kind of had some fun with it. I did use this general pencil to give these marks here, and I am going to try to take some close-up pictures, but let's just start by doing this so you can see. I added a piece of what do you call this, macrame cords, jute or something around there, because I just felt like it needed some more dimension to balance out all the dimension that was in the hair. Okay. And what else did I do? I put, I was using that round circle right there as an ear, and so I added a little bit more of that cord as an earring and as a necklace. And then I really had fun putting some texture on her dress. And I wanted to get you to look at the words, and so I drew, you know, the red. I took the red and yellow, which, let's see, let me get you to see that, which I used to get your attention. Okay? All right. So I feel that initially when you look at this, you look at her, but I feel that your eye does travel around the piece, which is what you're supposed to do when you create something. You're supposed to have a focal point, and then your eye is supposed to kind of travel. I'm telling you, I had fun. I just put some copper and what have you on the edges, and I stuck with the 4 colors that I started with, but then I added in one other color, the red, because I really wanted her to have red lips. Otherwise, that's it. That's the only colors I used. Oh, I did want to say, because I'm forgetting, I went in and painted her face. Duh. Okay, I painted her face because I felt was another thing that was bothering me. It was too, you know, it was too blending into the whole background. So by me painting her face, it gave, you know, it made it more pronounced. And then I did kind of go around the outside edge with a little bit of the white gesso, and this is like yellow mixed in with the white gesso. So I just did a little bit there to kind of do the same thing to set her off. So anyway, those are my thoughts. I hope I didn't bore you to death just now. This was very challenging for me, but I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to end there, and I actually made a blog post on Gina's website to go with this, and you will see some of the parts where I said, oh my gosh, this is terribly ugly, and I wanted to start over. So please go visit her website. I will put her link in the description box below as well, so you can read the blog post. And again, give some things a shot. Try doing some prompts. Be inspired. Be challenged. And I hope you all have a blessed day full of love and art. And I will see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.